Hey guys, it's postboxpat and welcome back to a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale video, and today we're talking about map changes. I've just recently hosted a stream which was really awesome, where we were actually taking part in a live map change event, changing what currently is happening at Dusty Do It. That has already taken place. I will hopefully do more live streams like that in the future. Also, shout out to everybody on screen right now who has been using my supporter credit code in their item shop. Much respect and much thanks to everybody who's been doing that. If you guys haven't already tried out my new death run as well, go and check that out. Shout out to everyone on screen. Thank you so much. If you'd like a shout out in future videos, tweet me at postboxpat or message me in my Discord in the support credit section, and you'll be sure to get added to one of these videos in the future. Keep doing it. If you haven't been added yet, you will eventually hopefully get added. It is completely random, the selections, but I try my best to add different people every single time. So let's get into these map changes and show you guys where we are at. So the first map change for today's video is probably my favorite one, just because it's just a cute storyline going on in Fortnite Battle Royale, and it kind of makes me think, you know, these people, they definitely need to make it to each other. And we have the stone people. So we have the stone man who now has a flower in his hand, and we have the stone woman who is over here kind of with a hand on her hips, so, or hands should I say. They are looking at each other across this gap of lava. Now, are they going to go around and meet each other? Are they going to go down, or are they just going to stand there? I don't know. I feel like something is going to happen between these, because throughout the last few weeks they have been walking closer and closer to each other, and now we are at a point where they are very close to each other. We have the stone one over here, the female one looking at the male one over there. So interestingly enough, they are getting very, very close to each other, and we're going to have to see what happens in the next few weeks. We don't 100% know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see where this storyline is going to take us. So the next map change for today's video, as we wind on the gameplay, just because I need to move over because it requires rendering. So as we render in this section over here, you'll notice we have this area right here, and this is currently under kind of, should I say, maybe like dig out or dig site. People use different words for it, and the most interesting thing is that they've actually taken part of the divot down. This section of the divot has officially been taken down, and it is only open on this side. So it's like a current map change over at Dusty, and this actually has been mined out a little bit. We've been doing that in the stream. Let me just get that to load in for you guys. There we are. We have officially mined out the majority of it right there. So we didn't just do it personally, the whole community in Fortnite Battle Royale did this, and from what I can tell that we have under here, we seem to have everything revealed now. I've seen a bunch of stuff online. The most important thing about it being revealed as well is this anchor, and I've seen people like tweeting about this online and stuff. This is not the same anchor that we saw in season 4. Here's a picture of the anchor that we saw in season 4. So the difference between this one and the one in season 4 is obviously this one's made of metal, whereas the other one's made of wood. Now, the interesting thing about it is this potentially could be from the pirate ship located in Lazy, and also potentially could be something else regarding pirates, which is interesting. We also have another one of these kind of bronze cars underneath here. I believe underneath these rocks there isn't anything, because apparently the picture has already been linked online. I'll get a screenshot of that on screen for you guys right now. By the looks of it, you can see that it doesn't look like there's much underneath at all. In them other sections, it's kind of plain, but you can't exactly see. Kind of looks like we may potentially be seeing one more rock reveal itself, one more metal rock, and these are these metal rocks here. So obviously these are from kind of, I guess, back in the day of season 4 when the meteorite hit, so I guess that's what they're from. And then obviously we have this kind of like metal fence type thing here, a kind of crate or container here, and that's really it in this section. In, well, leaks so far in this section, so they say that have officially been mined up. I guess they're not really leaks, but they're kind of like past items from Fortnite which have made an appearance. So nothing really here hinting anything, so maybe we're going to get another sector on the map in the next few weeks, which we probably are next week when the major content update comes out again, an actual downloadable one, a huge file, which would be 8.3 I believe. We'll probably see a bunch of changes again in that one, so I'm pretty excited for that. Hopefully 2 more spots will get mined out there. I'll keep you guys covered on my channel as well, so stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you're new around here. Stick around for daily Fortnite map changes and storyline content, depending on what happens in the map. Obviously I have to vary up my content if there's nothing there to cover. But yes, another interesting thing to note as well is the construction of these wooden panels around the side. These are something which I mentioned on the stream. I feel like someone has set these up for this to be under construction. Obviously interesting and kind of crazy, and it's kind of funny how they got this ramp going down to it as well. Almost makes it very playable, whereas the other location doesn't have a ramp like that. You kind of have to use the geyser to kind of like boost yourself out. Again, thank you for everyone in stream helping me work out the name of the vents in the volcano. I completely forgot the name for them. And yeah, the diggers, they don't actually do anything. It just makes me laugh. These diggers, they just sit here and they don't even dig. We have to do the digging with our pickaxes or weapons. So I find that pretty hilarious. And also, yes, it is officially the government. I've made a video talking about that. If you haven't already checked it out, feel free. And that does kind of look like a weird mouse/bear type thing. I noticed that the other day as well. Anyway, that's all the map changes regarding Dusty Divot. Let's move on over this direction, and you'll notice we have the helicopter. The helicopter has officially located itself on this hill right here, and it seems as though that the kind of telescope thing inside, if we can get it to render. Is it going to render? I don't know if it's going to render, but I'm pretty sure 100% that the telescope is going to still be facing towards Loot Lake, as it has been doing for the last few weeks. The render of the telescope might not render in because I'm not in the area for it. I think you have to physically land by it for it to render. I'm not too sure, but I doubt it'll be looking this way because it won't be really looking at anything. So I'm near enough 100% certain that the telescope is looking towards Loot Lake. And obviously that helicopter has been circling Loot Lake and it's getting closer and closer. So are we going to be seeing something there? Potentially. We could even see maybe a dig site here, which gets constructed. As we know, I've talked about potential dig site locations, and one being right here. We can kind of make out where the square could be. Again, it could be a key location, and that is what the helicopter potentially could be looking at. If you kind of think about it, maybe that's what it's searching for, dig site locations. So potentially that's where it could be doing. That's my theory on that one though, guys. So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think the helicopter is going to have a huge impact on the Fortnite storyline? I do think it's definitely going to play part, or kind of take a huge part out of the Fortnite storyline and make something pretty crazy happen. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with that. Obviously with the dig sites and stuff, we've had a lot of stuff going on with them. So government, you guys are doing something pretty big on Fortnite at the minute. We'll have to see where that's going to take us. Okay, so moving on to the block. This one is built by Fury Ninja, and this one is pretty cool. I think this block is probably one of the best blocks they've had of Season 8, if not the best, just because of the way the mansion actually looks. The design of it is very clever. The way they've pushed this tower slightly forward gives the build a lot of depth. You can see the top two towers there on the left. That one's 3 stories, that one's 2. I think that's pretty clever as well. Downside to it, for a playable environment, I think it does struggle. The forest around the side is pretty dull and there isn't much detail put into it. Reason for that is obviously keep the memory a lot lower. The maze itself only has 1 chest in, so you really don't want to be landing in the maze because you're just going to get yourself stuck, or you're going to have to mine yourself all the way through, should we say. The route on the maze is pretty easy. You simply just go around this way, go around the back, then through around here and all the way around. It's a long route just for 1 chest. I would not recommend it. I guess there probably are a few weapon spawns in there, but isn't really worth the land in my opinion. Then the mansion itself is absolutely huge and does contain a legendary chest. Now for those wondering where the legendary chest is located this week, simply pop inside the mansion, drop down to the bottom floor, and you'll notice if you go round the back over here past the weird kind of teddy bear shrine through to the back where it says kind of like no entry, you'll notice the legendary chest is through here. You can also just mine this wall if you want to get through a lot quicker and then go and grab that legendary chest. Kind of an awkward location for it. I guess you may be able to destroy the floor here to mine into it, so you could technically land by this campfire and mine this floor if it lets you, but if it doesn't, you're going to have to run all the way around and break through here and go into that. Not too difficult, but the interior of the house, I don't really want to tour it just because there are so much. Just look at it, for example, as I go through. It's a big maze and the interior is extremely kind of messy. It feels like, obviously the idea of it's abandoned, which I really do like, but because it's such a big mansion, they did struggle being able to make it a playable location. Unfortunately, that's the only downside to this mansion. However, it is my favourite block this season just because of the design of it. I think it's one of the best buildings I've ever seen in Fortnite, and other than the playable style of it, which is not likely in my opinion, just because the chests are spread out too much and it's too much of a big mansion. I haven't tried it out or landed here yet, but if you are going to land here, I'd probably recommend landing here only if the bus is coming over here, because if you're going to land here on your own, it'll probably take a while to loot up. It'd be fun to have a battle in with like 20 odd people, hence why I land here if the bus is coming straight over the block. Other than that, this location would probably get a 9 out of 10 from me, one of my favourites. Downside is playable. Obviously, it's not very playable. The loot is very spread out, but even the back of the mansion looks very nice. You can see the depth of it. It kind of curves its way up in a diagonal type shape. Very well done. By far one of the best mansions in Fortnite. I've recently been starting to build a Fortnite map. It's not a block map, but I have started to build some buildings which have a lot of depth into it, just like this one. So congratulations with this build. I think it's very nice. It's got a lot of depth put into it. Congratulations. This one deserves a place in the block. Downside is people won't really be landing here just because it's not a good location to fight from what I can tell. But I haven't tried it out, so I guess I will have to experiment with it a little bit more. Other than that, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to go and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you've noticed any other map changes in the Fortnite Battle Royale map, which I have not covered in any of my videos, feel free to go and tweet me at postboxpat with these map changes. I keep getting tweets of one of these map changes where it's kind of like the sign with the meters on. It's like this sort of sign here, 111 meters that direction. Now, I don't 100% know what these are. A bunch of people are tweeting me this. It's probably going to be some sort of Easter challenge. Obviously, we have the Easter Bunny, which has still not really done anything in the Fortnite challenge system type thing. So potentially this bunny will be something to do with the storyline. Even has a carrot here and also a tree around the back. So as the tail, as underground, I think that's pretty cool. So potentially that's what this is going to be, but I can't 100% guarantee it. We also have the spawn vans. Supposedly that's what they are. Obviously they could be something else, but people are saying they're going to be spawn vans. They haven't really seen a part in the Fortnite game or storyline, so hopefully we'll start to see these things starting to take shape throughout the next few weeks. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you're new around here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell and staying tuned for the latest Fortnite content. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and once again, this is postboxpat signing out.